I'm Colin, and this is the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT S. The AMG GT, one of the most iconic Mercedes of the modern era. Replacing the infamous SLS AMG as the supercar in the lineup, it is part of a legendary Mercedes legacy. But does it live up to that? Well, let's find out. But first, be sure to subscribe and turn that notification bell on so you don't miss another video like this one. Alright guys, so here we are inside of the Mercedes AMG GT. And this car is pretty freaking awesome. Now this car does have a tune on it, so it is a bit faster, but it has a 4-liter twin turbocharged V8 that makes stock nearly 500 horsepower. This transmission is very fun because it's a 7-speed dual clutch DCT from the SLS AMG, but it's made to be sharper, faster. And this does have an aftermarket exhaust, but even stock they sound great. Obviously this exhaust makes it sound even better, and it makes it louder, it makes it sound more pronounced, and all the verbals are absolutely insane. And this does have a blow-off valve, so you have fun turbo noises too. Now we just went from Sport Plus to race mode, and this car feels even sharper. And one thing I do appreciate about this car is that it has the hydraulic steering that's also from the SLS AMG. And so you get a lot of feedback, and the steering feels great. This is definitely some of the best steering that I've felt. And I know I say that about every car, but it's especially true about this one. And if you need to stop, these brakes do an amazing job at stopping you. I was barely on them and the thing just stopped right there. And the brake feel is very good too, so you can feel what all 4 corners of the tires are doing in terms of brakes. And yeah, this will definitely be good for the track, that's for sure. And it is also great for the track because it has the S package. The AMG GT S has many upgrades over the base model. The S gets an electronically controlled limited slip differential, adaptive AMG ride control system for the suspension, and it also gets race mode and a race start. It also has a staggered wheel setup with 19-inch front wheels and 20-inch rear wheels, as well as a lithium-ion battery. The engine is also bumped up from 469 horsepower to 503. The base model lacks all of these features. Into it, this car has all the power that you've ever wanted because it's a very grunty motor, so you have lots of down-low power and torque. It is actually quite insane and wild how much torque this has to offer. And unlike the new one, this is rear-wheel drive only, so you definitely can get yourself in trouble. And that is not the only difference between the new one and the old one. Fundamentally, they are very different cars. The new one has the typical layout: front engine, wet oil sump system, and the normal transmission layout. However, the one that I am in, the previous generation, is a front mid-engine, dry sump oil system with a transaxle transmission, meaning the transmission is in the back. This layout provides a better layout as a sports car because the center of gravity is optimized as much as it can be. Oh, and I forgot to mention, with this tune that this car has, it has around 650 horsepower. And this suspension is actually quite stiff too. I'm sure if you put it into comfort mode, it can calm right down, but here in race mode and Sport Plus, it's very stiff, and the car stays very flat throughout the corners. Now, it's time to pull over and check out the rest of the car. But first, please be sure to subscribe and turn that notification bell on so you don't miss another video like this one. So here we are in front of the car, and man, this car just looks gorgeous. It has the classical long hood and short deck approach to its design, and this is probably one of the best looking cars made within the last 10 years. It just looks so good. So here we are in front of the Mercedes, and I really love this front end because you have the huge Panamericana front grille that just looks, well, incredible. You have the signature aggressive looking AMG headlights. Yeah, it just looks great. And you have all the extra vents in front of all that. Now here we are behind the car, and you know what? It still looks good from back here. It's a really wide stance. You have the long aggressive tail lights. This has an aftermarket rear carbon fiber wing and aftermarket carbon fiber diffuser, but overall, like I said, looks great. And then you have the dual exit exhaust pipes, which also look pretty good, especially coming out of that diffuser. Now here we are inside of the Mercedes, and unlike many other German cars, it's not plasticky in here. Every surface is covered with a nice like Napa luxurious leather. I do like this steering wheel. You got a good grip on it. I do like the paddles. These paddles are aftermarket, but they are pretty cool. The infotainment is great. Overall, the way that this car is laid out in the interior is honestly one of my favorites, because everything is like either a tactile switch or a tactile button. It's just overall really nice. And the gauge cluster is analog, and it's kind of got like a carbon fiber looking. I'm not entirely sure if it's real carbon or not, but it looks cool. But back to the switchgear, on the center console, you have like a little knob to put yourself in like drive and reverse, and a button for park. All the buttons on the center stack are like a pointed up knob or a button, and it feels like you're firing a missile every time you switch something, like switching from your comfort to sport plus to race mode, your drive select. Even your radio is fun to mess with. And I do like these seats. They hug me a bit. They are like just big enough for me. If you're a bit wider than me, it might start to get difficult. Yeah, overall, it is a really fantastic interior. Now, the conclusion. The AMG GT is a phenomenal car that does everything right. It's fast, it's practical, and most importantly, it's a very fun car to drive. It is also a breed of car we just don't see on the new market anymore. Thank you for watching.